Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I am FiddlinJonny and you know this is my Fiddle channel and magic product review. Now today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going back to one of my 5-minute reviews. Now I'm going to be reviewing Super Sharpie today, which has been out for quite a while. It is a swami gimmick, sort of updated. I really like this release and I want it on your radar screen. And one of the things I'd like to draw parallels to on Super Sharpie, it is a medium or intermediate level effect in terms of skill level. It requires an intermediate level. Now I would say 90% of what you do with Super Sharpie is easy. It's that final 10% that makes it intermediate and really demands and requires practice in order for it to look as nice and have amplify the effect as much as you want to. Now I'm going to play a tune called Fermoy Lasses, which I played in my last 5-minute review. And it is a tune that I love. And the bulk of it is relatively easy if you've been playing for a long time. But there's pieces in it, string crossings specifically, that are really challenging to do without it sounding muddled and muddy and not hitting it quite right. So I'm going to humble myself, play a tune that may not sound quite perfect as I try to practice it more to get it really good, in the same way that I hope folks who consider stuff like Super Sharpie, that you take the time with those parts that are the most challenging to get them just right to elevate the possibilities. All right, here we go before we get into our magic product review. I just love that tune. Feel like I'm still butchering it on some of those string crossings, missing a couple of notes along the way. And ultimately, I know that it can still be better, which is hopefully motivating for you in terms of the pieces that you're working on to make them better. All right, let's quickly get into Super Sharpie by Chris Smith. Stick around. All right, everyone, before I get into the actual review, I thought it would be good to just do a quick demo of what it might look like to do Super Sharpie. So what I would do is essentially, I would have my spectator just think of a number, right? And as they're thinking of a number, I'm going to pull out my Sharpie and I am going to go ahead and I'm going to let them know that I'm going to make a prediction. So I would then take my card, I'm going to write down my prediction. I can now take my pen and put it completely out of play, and all I've got is my prediction that's left. From here, I'm going to sort of have my own sort of scripting with my spectator, but I'll have them pick a number. And you can see in plain sight, go ahead and pick any number now. I've already committed to what I'm going to put down here, but let's say that they pick the number 42, all right? So if they pick number 42, boom, all I have to do is hand them the card and show that the prediction was right there, 42. Of course, you can see my writing is really awful on this one, but you get the essence of that. I'm able to, or you are able to, right in front of your spectator, write whatever prediction that you want, and they will never see it. There's a good example right there. Here's another writing of my 42. So you can tell, needs a little practice in terms of maybe the handwriting there, but that's in essence what you're able to do with your Sharpie, Super Sharpie. All right, let's get right into the review. All right, hello everyone. Hope you're doing great. Look, this is the 3rd time I'm taping this because I haven't been able to keep it under 5 minutes. So this time, hopefully the version that you're getting is just the 5-minute version. Here's what you need to know. You just saw the demo. The ability to, or the effect is in essence, you're able to write a prediction in front of your spectator without them even knowing. Or you can be reading their mind. But in essence, you're able to write down in front of them whatever the prediction or the reveal will be. Let's talk about what are you going to get. So in this little container right here, you're going to get your Super Sharpie gimmick. You're also going to get this little container here. You probably can't see it, but it's got sticky stuff in it, and the sticky stuff is going to help you do the routine. You're going to get a link to a web page that is a PDF. It's a 2-page PDF that gives you the instructions. On that PDF, you're also going to get a link to an unlisted YouTube video, where you're going to get a YouTube video that's a little less than 27 minutes, but basically provides you a tutorial. The tutorial is done by Chris Smith, the creator of this gimmick, and he sells it through his own company, Magic Smith, but you can find this at just about any magic retailer and any Murphy's Magic retailer as well. So you're going to get the 27-minute tutorial done by Chris Smith. He'll walk through all the method, how the handling, the nuance of getting in and out of the effect. You'll also see a live performance that he does. And then he also has Oz Perlman and Manny Vasquez. And on there, they will both go through their handling of the swami gimmick or the Super Sharpie and their routines. And they each have sort of subtle differences, which I think are really helpful for this, just to sort of see how do other people get in and clean up at the end with this effect. So I felt like the instructions were really good. I actually liked the PDF and written instructions just as much as I liked the video tutorial. At the end of the day, how is the gimmick itself, and does it do the job? Well, it is simply really just a Sharpie, not a specially made Sharpie, but it's a Sharpie that's in essence been gimmicked, all right? And so it's good and will last forever. The only other thing is the sticky stuff, and it's just sticky stuff that helps you perform. Now, what is nice about this is that you'll get the tutorial on how to change the ink if the ink dries out, or you leave it uncapped and it goes dry. So you'll be able to use this gimmick forever because you're able to replace the ink in it when it goes dry or runs out. So unless you lose it, this will last forever. Also, I love the fact that this gimmick is such a normal gimmick that people will never suspect that it is in play. Also, you can have your spectators handle the gimmick and they can use it and will not suspect anything as well. Now the skill level on the, let me actually, before I go into skill level, well, I'll go into skill level and then come back. Skill level is intermediate. Now 95% of this is really easy, but 5% of it is what I think makes it intermediate level. And I think part of what really makes it intermediate level is sort of like you're getting ready and getting started. So I've just gotten into the get started portion, and hopefully that was not at all clumsy for you. I am now ready to write on a piece of paper, quite secretly, whatever my spectator is going to reveal. So it is a little challenging in the beginning. I think sort of like your get ready and then your final cleanup can be just a little bit, in my opinion, just a little bit clumsy. And they just require a little bit of practice. There, so I've just gotten in and out, and hopefully everything's fine. You can now hand this out to your spectator and everything should be fine. But that's the one piece, that 5%, I think, that makes it a little bit of a challenge and just requires practice. All right, intermediate level, because of what I just said. I think at the end of the day, it's a powerful effect as long as you're a really good performer. It's in plain sight, no one will ever suspect it. It will last forever. I like that it's sort of an update on a classic swami gimmick, and there are other thumb tips out there that I love. For instance, I love the Vernet thumb tip, which is another thumb tip that I use. Actually, it's a swami gimmick. They call it a thumb tip writer. In fact, here it is right here. You can have it on your thumb and you can secretly write on a piece of paper. I like this, but I find it just a little bit, it's a little dirtier in terms of the handling than the Super Sharpie here. So there's other ones out there, other swami gimmicks, because that's really what this is a swami gimmick. There's lots of different ones. People really do have preferences. This really is my honest to God preference for writing stuff down. Who's gonna like this? I think any mentalist. If you're a mentalist, I can't imagine that you don't have some form of a swami gimmick. If you are aspiring to be a mentalist, you should have a swami gimmick. It's just part of the tools that you should have in your arsenal of tools that you use in order to do your craft. Now the cost for this is $40 in the United States. Maybe a little expensive for some, but it is something that will literally last a lifetime. All right, that's it. I think those are the important pieces to know about Super Sharpie and about this version of a swami gimmick. I hope it's helpful. If you also, hopefully I made it in my 5 minutes. If you have the Super Sharpie, let me know. Let me know if you love it or if you hate it, what your thinking is on it. Or if you use a different swami gimmick and why you love or hate the other swami gimmick that you may have. Also, if you have not yet liked the video, please hit that like button. Would be really, really appreciated. Go ahead right now. Hit the like button. Thank you. I appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. Thank you, everybody. I'm FiddlinJonny, and remember to keep fiddling around with your magic. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.